We'll continue on with our driver availability. We're now joined by driver number 39, Haas Automation Chevrolet, Ryan Newman. Ryan's currently 12th in points. Welcome back to Pocono. Your thoughts about your return here to Pocono?
I'm just glad to be able to do media availability again. It's been a strong recovery, and it's taken a little bit of time, but a strong recovery for our team from how we started the season. So coming into Pocono, happy to be in the top 12. I really like this racetrack. It's fun. It's challenging. It's got a nice break on the front straightaway. Gives us a chance to get something to drink, regroup for the next lap. So I look forward to it, and we'll try to have some fun.
We'll go back to questions. Again, it's courtesy. State your name and affiliation. We'll start with Mike. Hands up. Let me see you. And Brian.
Ryan, kind of a two-part question. First off, Mike Massaro, ESPN.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
How would you compare the way your
Is that two S's, two R's?
Two S's, one R.
One
an
R,
O
okay.
at the end.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
How would you
My
compare
spell check doesn't pick it up sometimes.
It's true. It's
yeah.
true. Those Italian names, they throw everything off.
Go ahead, sorry.
How would you compare the way your team's running right now to where it was last year? And on this flop side of that, statistically, it looks like you and the 14, they've basically swapped positions statistically since last year. Two teams as well.
Two things. I will say that we started off in a deep hole this year, but we started off in a less deep hole last year. I mean, we had a tough Daytona, but we rebounded, and we had a really good string, of which this race last year was one of our top fives, I think, of 5 in a row. We haven't put that string together this year yet, but we have been more consistent. I'd say between 8th and 15th, something like that, whereas last year we had some runs of 6th or 7th and 22nd. So I think our consistency is better. Our mentality is better, knowing that we had that win in Phoenix. I think that's been huge for our team, and I think as well the organization to get a win this year. And our two teams are very, very tight, and I think that Phoenix win from our standpoint still helped the organization. And I feel that the number swap versus point swap, I think that's just coincidence. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if you look at it back this time last year, yeah, we were working our way up, and Tony was pretty strong. And I'd say we're not the strength that we should be or want to be, but we're happy to be in the top 12 from where we started with 2 DNFs in the season, and we'll keep working on it. Tony's obviously working on it really hard. He's just it seems like he's caught some of the luck that we had last year at this time. So it's just a matter of fighting through it.
We're going to come up here, then we'll go back to Brian, and then David Newton.
Matthews from WVPO and WSPG up here in the Poconos. I understand that you might have a second career ahead of you. You're a pretty good arborist. I heard yesterday you planted some trees and did a pretty good job. So obviously that was a nice thing NASCAR did. And you think it's really going to have an impact, down the road? It's going to absorb those carbon emissions and that type of thing?
Well, I was, how do you say it? Most of the work had been done, and I applied the topsoil. So yeah, just trying to make a difference. That little Blakesley Park that they're working on is really cool. It has a lot of history in this area. The old rock building that's there was an ice skating rink back in the 20s. They're going to reopen that, and the whole idea is just to help protect and preserve what we have, and Pocono, especially the Poconos in Pennsylvania here, are some of the prettiest areas that we go to. It's similar to the Irish Hills in Michigan, where I've done another similar tree planting. So will it offset the emissions? That's the goal. But secondly, it sets an example from a NASCAR perspective of what's right and what we need to keep doing as a community and as a group as a whole to help control and preserve what's out there. And as I stated in my interview, I'm the first person to burn wood in my fireplace, but I'm also the first person to plant trees. So there's a true happy medium in there that all people should kind of live off of. Those trees produce the oxygen that we breathe, so we need to respect them.